morning, students. I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to start your first chapter of science, that is matter. As you have studied about three forms of water in your previous class, so we will continue to learn about those things in detail now. In this chapter, you will study about matter and the types of matter and how to convert those types into one another. So let us start. So the very first question that arises in your mind right now is that what is matter? So what is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Mass means to say weight. So anything that is having certain weight and occupies space is called matter. So anything around you like your tables, chairs, pens, pencils, all these things are you can say types of matter or kind of matter. So anything like your glass filled with water, glass filled with milk, or you can say balloon filled with air, these are also you can say forms of matter. So matter exists in three states, that is your solid, liquid and gas. So now you can find the examples of the matter that is in solid form, in liquid form or in gaseous form around you. Now we will study about these things in detail, like your solids and what are the properties of solids, liquids and gases, one by one. First one is solid. So what is solid? The particles in solid are packed very closely. So as you can see from this diagram that particles are packed very closely or tightly. Therefore solids are having a fixed shape and very hard to touch. So as you can see around yourself also, you are having tables or chairs. They are made up of wood. They are very hard and also they are having fixed shape. If you punch your table, their shape doesn't change. So they are having a fixed shape. All the solids are having fixed shape and they are hard to touch. When you touch, they feel very hard. So I have given you examples of like table, apple and your bicycle, pencil. All these things are made up of either wood or iron and they are very hard, and these are the examples of your solids. You can search for more examples around yourself. Find four more examples of the solids around yourself and note down. Next one is your liquid. The particles of liquid are not packed very closely or very tightly. As you can see this from diagram also, that the particles are having space in between them. So in contrast to solids, in opposite to solids, the particles of liquid are not tightly packed or not closely packed, and because of that liquids do not have fixed shape. As you have studied in your previous class also, that we have studied about water in that class, that water is shapeless. Water does not have a fixed shape. Similarly all the liquids like milk, juice, your soup, anything which is similar to water, you can say all those things are known as liquids, and all the things are not having a fixed shape. You can try it at your home right now, that take a glass of water and pour that water into a bowl. It will take the shape of bowl. Again you can pour that water into a bottle and it will take the shape of that bottle. So it is very much clear that water or anything that is liquid does not have a fixed shape. You can try it at your home now to clarify this concept. So this is about your liquids. Next is your gases. The particles in a gas are packed very loosely. So as we have studied now about solid, in solid particles are packed very tightly. In liquid, particles are having little bit space between them. And in case of gas, the particles are very loosely packed. As you can see from the diagram also, that particles are having lot of space in between them. So this is the property of gases, that particles are very loosely packed, and that is why they are not having any fixed shape. So examples of gases are your oxygen gas, carbon dioxide gas, and another one is your water vapor. So you must have seen water vapors. Let us talk about water vapors. When you boil water, and you might have seen steam rising upward side from your container. So that is, you can say, gaseous form of water or water vapors, as this is shown in this diagram also. Steam is coming up out from this kettle. So this is the water vapor. This is your, you can say, what gaseous form of water, or you can say these are the water vapors. Similarly, there are many gases present in our atmosphere like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and we will study about these now. So next one is air. As you all know that we are having air around us. We cannot see that air, but we can feel that air. So what is air now? Air is a mixture of many gases. Gases are not visible to us. We can feel that air, but we cannot see that air. So basically air is made up of a mixture of gases. These gases are like your oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and other gases. Two mainly important gases, that is your oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygen is needed by human beings and animals like your cats, dogs, they also inhale oxygen, and carbon dioxide is needed by plants. Why plants take carbon dioxide? They take up carbon dioxide and prepare their food and then convert that carbon dioxide into oxygen. We inhale that oxygen and we live on that oxygen. So two important gases that you need to remember now, that is, one is oxygen and another one is carbon dioxide. Oxygen is needed by human beings and animals for a breathing process, and carbon dioxide is needed by plants. So this is about your oxygen and carbon dioxide. So far we have studied about three states of matter, that is your solid, liquids and gases. Now our topic is changing states of matter. Means we will change one state of matter into another. So matter can change its state by heating or cooling. How will you change that state of matter? Either by heating or by cooling. How? This we will learn by taking different examples. So first of all, how solid will change to liquid. For that you can do one experiment. Take a ice cube and keep that ice cube outside refrigerator anywhere in your study room or in anywhere in your kitchen. So after some time what will you see? That ice will disappear and that container will contain water now. So what happened there? Solid have changed to liquid. So what is this? This is called melting. So when you keep your ice outside refrigerator, the solid form of water will change into liquid form of water, and this is called melting. So now you can perform this at your home. You can do this and it will clarify. So next one is changing liquid state into solid state. For doing this, you can do a little experiment. Just take a small amount of water in a bowl and keep that bowl inside the refrigerator and check after 2 3 hours. You will see that water has been converted into solid form. That is your ice. So how can you convert that liquid into solid? By cooling, by the process of cooling. And this process, the whole process is known as freezing. So if you keep water inside the refrigerator, you will convert liquid form of water into solid form, and this process is called freezing. So you can do this experiment now. Next one is changing liquid state into gas. So far we have studied changing solid into liquid, liquid into solid. Now changing liquid into gas. For doing this, you can take a container, put some water in that container or pan, and keep that on a flame and then start heating that water. When you will start heating, after some time, a steam will appear upon top side of that container. You can see that steam rising upside, and that steam is called, you can say, gaseous form of water or water vapor. So in this way, when you started heating the water, it will change into gaseous form, and this process is called boiling. So for changing liquid into gas, you have to heat that liquid, and after some time you will get the vapors or the gaseous form of that liquid. So this is also a simple experiment. You can do this experiment at your home. Next is your water cycle. As you have studied in your previous class also about the water cycle, so let us revise all the terms like your evaporation and condensation. So when you convert your liquid into gas, that is boiling the water. By boiling the water, when you boil water in a container, you will see steam rising up upside from that container or upwards from that container. So that is you can say the gaseous form of water, and that process is known as evaporation when your liquid is changing into gas. So that process is known as evaporation, and when you put a lid on the top of that container, after some time you will see tiny droplets on the inside of your plate or lid. So what happened there? That process is known as condensation. Your water vapors has been changed into back into liquid form. So changing of liquid form into gas is known as your evaporation, and condensation is exactly opposite of evaporation. That is, in the process of condensation, your water vapors will change back into liquid. So when you boil your water in a container, you will see the steam rising upward. That is, you can see changing of liquid into gas form. That is known as evaporation. And when you keep a lid or plate on the top of that container, after some time you will see tiny droplets of water appearing on the inner side of the plate or lid. That is known as condensation. Means your water vapors are converting back into water. So that is known as condensation. So in nature also, water keeps changing its forms by cooling and heating continuously, and due to this, the water cycle keeps on going on. So this is called your water cycle. When in nature also water is changing its states by cooling and heating, and this is known as water cycle. The water from the lakes and ponds get evaporated due to the heat of the sun, and after rising upward side where there is a cool atmosphere, those water vapor will change or condense into clouds, means they will change back into liquid form, and then rain comes. That is known as your precipitation. So this is about your water cycle. It involves three steps. That first is your evaporation, then condensation, then precipitation. So this is all about your chapter matter. So let us quickly revise all the concepts that we have studied so far. First one is your matter. Matter is anything that occupies space and have certain mass, or you can say weight. And matter exists mainly in three forms, that is your solid, liquid and gas. You can take a number of examples of your solids, liquids and gas. Then the process by which solid change into liquid is called melting, changing of ice into water. Then the process by which liquid change into solid is called freezing, changing of water into ice. And then the changing of liquid into gas, that is your water is changing into water vapor, that is called boiling. And then comes your water cycle. It involves three processes mainly, that is your evaporation, condensation and precipitation. Evaporation means changing of water into gas, and condensation is opposite of that evaporation, means your water vapors are changing back into water. And then precipitation takes place and rain comes. So this is the water cycle that is happening in our nature. So this is all about your chapter. Now you will be able to solve all the exercise given at the back of your chapter. So try to solve all the questions, fill ups that are given at the end of your chapter.